Hey College and Career Success, welcome to week 11 already. So we're going to jump right in. So as always, I'm going to encourage you to check out the lecture video for the week. If not, please make sure you at least go into the materials folder and spend some time either in the text itself or the slides. Just interact with the material in some way, shape, or form so you have that good basis of understanding for your assignments. So let's take a quick peek at the overview of week 11. This is a typical week. You have a chapter discussion forum post due by Wednesday for your weekly attendance and then respond to 2 classmates by Sunday. We have a Chapter 9 assignment called the Civility Project, and then a Chapter 9 quiz. Those are both due Sunday as well. So let's go ahead and hop right in. And we are going to talk about your discussion post first. So when you go to your discussion post, here is the prompt. Chapter 9 is about civility and kind of cultural competence and things like this. So the question is, have you ever witnessed incivility in person or an argument in the news? And my guess is absolutely. We've all seen this, probably in person, if not definitely somewhere in some sort of media. So briefly describe what happened, like what was the altercation or the disagreement or the way that things escalated. And I hate to say, but like politics in general tend to give a lot of good examples of this from all perspectives. So if you're stuck for something, you could probably go to a news site of your choice, whether it's a video, a social media post, something, and you can find something like that. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about when I'm saying incivility, please make sure you go and watch the the lecture video over the chapter. Go and look in your book, go and look on the slides so you have a good understanding of what incivility means. So briefly describe what happened, and then why do you think individuals are willing to shut down communication over issues they are passionate about? So sometimes people either get really worked up or they just like shut down completely. Why do you think that might be? So that is your discussion forum for this week. You make sure you post by Wednesday your original response and then respond to two classmates by Sunday. All right, so let's go ahead and check into what you're doing. So the Civility Project, this is going to open up into a PDF right here. And what you're doing is you're finding 2 examples of media incivility. So again, this could be a news, actual like clip of a news show. This could be a social media post, so it could be like a TikTok video, it could be an Instagram picture, it could be a Facebook post, whatever. It could be a meme, it could be a GIF, it could be an interview. And so you're going to either attach it or give me the link so that I know what you're talking about. Like you can put the link right here in the media example or the name of, like, let's say it's a post or a meme right there, and then please attach it because I need to have like a reference as to what you're speaking on. So please include a link or some kind of picture or attachment. So you're going to do that 2 times. Find 2 examples of incivility somewhere out there, and like there's literally millions of them. A timely one, this is a couple years ago, that happened when this assignment was going on, was the Will Smith Chris Rock altercation. And so that kind of brought up a lot of conversation around the idea of how people conduct themselves in public. And so there's been plenty of examples before then and since then. As I said, politics in general seems to give a lot of examples. You can certainly look wherever you want to for that. But basically you're going to answer these questions. What's being depicted? Just real quickly, what's going on? Like, this is a clip of this is a meme of that. Who was the audience? Who was it intended for? Was it intended for a certain group of people? What do you think the purpose of the example is? If it was a meme, is it like to be funny? If it was a news clip, was it to inform people? Like, what was the purpose? What makes it an example of incivility? Like, what's going on? Is there kind of like an inappropriate joke? Are there insulting comments? Is there just not very good interactions? What do you think motivated the creator to either create the meme, to post the post, to interact in such a way? And then what do you think is the result of the example? Like, do you think people's minds have been changed? Do you think it's giving them something to think about? Do you think nothing is different? So that's what you're doing for the Civility Project. So you're finding 2 examples of incivility in the media. And please be careful with how you do this, because I've had students like Google examples of incivility, and then they've submitted like HR videos on the importance of being civil in the workplace. Like, that's not really what you are going for. You are going for actual examples, real life examples, not trainings or workshops or things like that in incivility. It's real life examples of people who are incivil to one another through videos, through posts, through pictures, through whatever it might be. All right, if you have questions on that, please feel free to reach out, because I know sometimes that can be a little confusing. And then when you're done, always make sure you save it with your changes so you're not uploading a blank document to me. And then you have your Chapter 9 quiz. Again, please make sure you're answering all parts of the questions. These ones aren't as long as maybe some of the ones you're used to seeing, so that might be helpful. So let's say number 1, your philosophy professor has asked the class to devise a set of rules to guide classroom discussions based on what you read in this chapter. So specifically regarding incivility, what 3 rules would you suggest? So this is not a communication question. This is not like, how do we communicate? This is, how do we interact in a civil way? What rules and why? Question 2, the chapter talks about different types of identity, personal, role, social, and collective. Reflect on and write about a time when one of those were important to you in a social interaction. Maybe you're part of a team or a part of a group or whatever it might be. Question 3, what's the purpose of Title IX and why is it important in higher education? Question 4, explain the difference between equality and equity. A lot of people get those confused, but they are very different concepts. So please make sure you take a look at that and explain the difference. And then question 5, if one of your professors neglected to include the contributions or perspectives of an underrepresented group, what could you do to support the inclusion of that part of diversity? All right, so make sure that you answer all parts of those questions and submit by Sunday as well. So real quick recap for this week, please make sure that you are submitting your post for your attendance by Wednesday and respond to 2 classmates by Sunday. Put your Chapter 9 and your assignment and your Chapter 9 quiz in the drop boxes by Sunday as well. And again, if you have questions on that civility project, feel free to reach out. Have a great week.